Hello everyone, welcome to the greenhouse and welcome to the, woo! Oh my goodness, the bees. As you can tell, the bees are out today. Sorry about that. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the greenhouse. I am Danny. It is a beautiful day out today. The last pretty warm day of the season I think that we're gonna have. Ooh. My gosh, you guys, the bees are so aggressive right now. I apologize, it was attacking my ear. So it's a beautiful day out today. I think it's the last one of the season. And I've taken the shade cloth down on the entire greenhouse and have it open. And this late in the year, the sun is not going to burn any of the plants. So come on in and I want to show you some new blooms and just some things around the greenhouse. This is my frilly doris, and it grew a huge new bulb this year. And this is its second blooming for me. And it decided to bloom female flowers. It bloomed upside down. So that's the first time that's ever happened for me, so that's pretty cool. So it doesn't have that trigger mechanism where you touch it and it shoots out its pollen. This phalaenopsis alberla I bought from the orchid show back in the beginning of September, and it's produced a new leaf for me. And you can see it just has spikes and spikes and spikes branching, and it has bloomed out some new ones. It's a sequential bloomer, and this is a hybrid of phalaenopsis tetraspis and phalaenopsis pulchra. And I have not noticed any fragrance on it. And then over here we have a really cool, this is a noid phalaenopsis. And when I first purchased it, it was a picotee. So it had the outer edges with this pink color, but it was a solid color. It was not speckled like this. And I think just the environment, temperature, and light really changed it. And so you can still kind of see that picotee happening. It's just not solid anymore. It is speckled along with that speckly lip. You guys know I love my speckles and my yellows. This orchid here is becoming just a favorite of mine. You know what? Let's go outside to try to see it in some natural light because the color is amazing. So this bloom right here just opened, and this I believe is the oldest bloom right here. So not much of a color changing, which I appreciate that because I love this color. And it's gonna make a really beautiful show here soon because it's got two keikis growing on it. And it's very, very fragrant from morning till about 2 o'clock. And let me show you the ID really quickly. I got this from the Maui Orchid Whisperer, I think close to 2 years ago, maybe a little over 2 years ago. Fantastic, fantastic blooms. And we've got just the summer bloomers down here just still doing their thing, just still blooming their little hearts out. We have a new bloom opening up on this one. And the blueberry, some of those blooms got a little crispy on me. It got very hot in here this morning. I did not expect the temperature to skyrocket the way it did. Okay, so here is my little hippo orchid. My little hippopotamus orchid. Here's the ID. This is a bag baby from Lowe's 2 years ago. I've never picked up a fragrance on this one, but a very easy grower. I love the speckles and the green. And then over here, okay, my favorite. This is my favorite orchid here in the greenhouse. My mother-in-law got it from Florida close to 3 years ago, maybe now. And it has 3 spikes on it for the very first time. That bloom opened up a little wonky, but still adorable. So I just really love the speckles and the yellow and how tiny these blooms are. and it's a very easy grower. It is fragrant during the hottest part of the day for only about an hour or two. I could just film this orchid all day. And then next to it, you might have already seen it in one of my short videos. That bloom is getting ready to fade though. This is BLC Hawaiian Treat. Oh, that bee almost went in my ear. Sorry, you guys. And I know it's not an orchid, but it's my pink princess that I got from Ralph's Plants for $55 shipped. Look how big it has become. And the variegation has turned pink on it now. The babies on the side are growing up really well. And I think this coming spring, I will detach one of these babies from it. And in my Facebook group called Orchid Enthusiasts, I know there's a lot of other kind of plant lovers in that group. It's called Orchid Enthusiasts. So I think this coming spring, I will detach one of those babies and give it away in my group on Facebook. So if you're not in that, go ahead and join that if you want to. And because I love seeing pictures of everybody's blooms, and there's no better way to add to your orchid wish list by seeing other people's blooms. And phalaenopsis violacea from Hilltop Orchids, doing fabulous. It is watering day today. Let's move this one over. So this one here, let's get that old. Whoop, I'll pick you up later. So this is, let's see here. I got this orchid from the orchid show this past September, and I got it because it looked like falgivonica to me. Javanica. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm so sorry. Oh, there's the bee. Hold on. My apologies, you guys. So yes, it looked like falgivonica, which I lost both of my falgivonicas. Look how spectacular. Oh, something got to that little bloom, or it might have been from falling. But I just really love how soft and adorable the bloom is. And it's growing out a new leaf. And let's move this over and take a look at one of these bellinas here. So this bellina is from orchids.com. And yes, I always say if you order from orchids.com, it's a gamble. So there's the ID. Ugh, and look at this delicious thing. Look at that delicious bloom. My goodness. I'm in love with it. Now this bellina back here from orchids.com is not doing well. Its roots have just rotted and rotted and rotted and rotted since getting it. So I have repotted it again. There are no roots to this poor little guy. And I put the moss very, very light. It is not compacted at all. And I'm keeping it warm, not letting it dry out all the way, but letting it dry out a little bit. Trying to help promote some roots to happen. Okay, so now let's go down here because I have something exciting. So I don't do very well with twinkles. Twinkles are not my jam. They're not my cup of tea. They don't like me. I love them. They don't feel the same way. But I got this gold dust maybe 6 months ago, and look at that little spike happening. So we'll see if the spike makes it. I don't know. As you can see, they just don't like me. I think maybe I let them dry out too much, and I don't give them enough airflow is I think the problem. This shelf here, let me show you this. So this is a Phalaenopsis equestris right here. It's doing great. We had a little bit of issues with it. I treated it with Physan 20. It's doing great now. Now this is another equestris, the ceruleiform, and it's doing fantastic. And it shot out a little spike for me. and the keikie's doing really well. I'll probably take the keiki off here really soon. And my phalaenopsis bellina pink that I got from Big Leaf Orchids is doing great. It is doing fantastic. Now I like to put them in these little pots to keep from the algae growing on the side, because I like to be able to see into the root system. Now it did not have an extensive root system on it, but it's growing some roots, and that flower spike is doing well. So I'm really happy about that, but I might take it out of this pot because it's staying too moist for a little bit too long. And I don't like that. And I don't want that plant. I don't want anything to happen to it. I want to see that plant bloom. Now, when it started getting cooler out, I put all of my big phals outside to get that temperature drop. And I put them out there for about a week and a half, and once it hit about 55 degrees, I brought them back inside, and I have about 7 or 8 that are spiking right now. So that's exciting. And I think that's about it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the blooms, and I hope everyone had a great Halloween. Thanks for coming along and enjoying the blooms with me. Happy growing. Stay safe till next time.